What is going on, you guys? Your boy Pony Montana, and in this video, we are going to be going over how the pros run 4-3-6-1. It is one of the most disruptive defenses in Madden 24 currently. It's one of the metas, and it might end up sticking around simply because the loot blitz might end up being patched. So people are trying to find heat, and obviously what gets more heat than sending an all-out blitz with multiple people being sent? Now, previously, I did go over this defense, but I did not go over how to get cornerbacks or safeties in the outside linebacker positions. And that is what we're going to be going over today. So before I get into it, if you guys are new to the channel, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment down below on anything you guys might be struggling with, and become a part of the Noti gang so you never miss a video. And if you guys have nothing to comment, listen, just comment FT because it stands for the algorithm, and it helps push these videos to more and more people. So we're just going to go ahead and scroll down because you guys went absolutely dumb last video. So yeah, shout out to the FTA squad, the FTA gang. Stand up for yourselves. You guys went, look, this is me. This is me right there. Y'all went in. Y'all went absolutely crazy. So I can't thank you guys enough, man. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Shout out to the FTA squad. Again, you guys just went crazy. So I had to drop another banger for you guys. And this is something that has been requested by a lot of people, is the 4-3-6-1. So the 4-3-6-1, you can find it in also these playbooks. Before I get into it completely, you can find it in all of these. There's a bunch of different playbooks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can find it in 18 playbooks. That's a lot compared to 32 playbooks. Finding them in 18 of them, 14 playbooks left. You can't beat that. So lineup situation. This is going to be a big lineup change for you, especially if you guys are theme team runners. But if you guys are looking to get your, the most disruptive defense in the game, this is going to be it. And you are going to have that lineup change. Now, if this does not work for you and you find yourself having random people in certain spots, try taking them out of your lineup and switching them out for certain other people, because there is a huge lineup change and nothing is set in stone when it comes to each person's individual MUT team. So that is a disclaimer. If you guys are trying to run this yourself and you find yourself frustrated because you can't get the lineup to work properly. So even in this video, I know for a fact that this guy here, Quentin Nelson, might end up being being a little bit annoying when it comes to setting up this this defense, because he is one of the higher rated overall players on the team. Same thing with this Andrew Luck card. He's an 89 overall, and he'll end up being put in one of the spots that I don't want. But I'm going to leave him in for this video just so you guys can see that, trying to work around it. But yeah. Let's hop to it. We're going to hop right into practice mode, and practice mode messes up with the overalls of certain players. So yes, I am talking a lot for this video, but once you guys get this set, you guys will be extremely happy at the amount of pressure that you guys can potentially get when it comes to setting up this defense. So 4-3-6-1, it's one of the easiest defenses to set up. It's very, very good. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the sides of the play here, because you guys are going to need to do a lineup adjustment. So we're going to make sure that we have everything set up. So let's go ahead and run the ball, dive down, and let's get on the defensive side of things. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go into 4-3-6-1, and you're going to want to go to the LB rush package. You're going to move your right stick and you're going to enter the LB rush package. Then you're going to press triangle or Y and go to one of these outside these lineman situations here. Boom. And substitute one of the linebackers that ended up not being in that position. As you can see, he's already here, but we're going to go ahead and take this guy here and substitute DeMarcus Ware in this position. If you guys might have noticed, that Isaiah Simmons is now in that position. We don't want Isaiah Simmons there. We actually want Isaiah Simmons to be our actual user. But right now we got DeMarcus Ware here. Then you're going to go look over here. And if you see that it is your right end, you are going to have to go into coaching adjustments. This is how you rectify the situation. You auto reorder the depth chart. Okay. And the reason why you do this afterwards is because you want that spot, that outside lineman spot, to be already occupied by whoever it is that you choose to put there. So after you do that, you go ahead and find Bruce Smith or whichever defensive end ended up in that position, and you put him as a backup, preferably with one of the defensive tackles that you put on the field. And then after that, you take that same player and you put him as your defensive tackle. These should be these should be one of the best players on your field anyways, because he is one of your right ends. Your right ends and those linebackers should definitely be some of the best players that is on the field. Now, once you do that, if you check your defense, now we have Porter, who's a cornerback, Quentin Nelson, and then Andrew Luck, the captain. Now, this is those situations that you guys have to learn and kind of be a little bit weary about, not weary, but like you guys have to make sure that you guys aren't trying to substitute these guys in and out. Once you substitute these guys in and out, you will not be able to access any of the substitutions that you want on the field. You'll only be able to access a substitute that could potentially be a linebacker. As you can see, you have no extra linebackers because the 2 extra linebackers are already on your defensive line. I have LT and I have DeMarcus Ware. As you can see, Bruce Smith and Kalafdis. We're going to leave them all in, but you cannot touch any of the guys that you want to be substituted for a cornerback or any defensive back. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to change up the people who are higher overalls. Right now I got Sean Taylor, who's an 89. So I'm going to substitute him out of this position. So I'm going to put Sherman here. And where did they put Sean Taylor? Now they put him at the middle linebacker position. And now we got Quentin Nelson at the left guard, and we have Andrew Luck here. So let's try someone else. Troy Polamalu. Let's put Cromartie here. Now look. Now we have Quentin Nelson here and Sean Taylor here. Now we have one more person that we need to substitute here because he's another 89 overall, and we're going to put Deion Sanders here. Now look at the defense. We have Jalen Ramsey, Richard Sherman, Antonio Cromartie, and we got prime time here. I actually, for my defense, I rather prime time right here. So our defense is looking like that, right? So now my DBs are set up absolutely perfect. We have prime time sitting in the back because we don't want him pressing. We got Joey Porter Jr. We have Antonio Cromartie, Jalen Ramsey, and then at our linebacker positions, we have Troy Polamalu, Isaiah Simmons, and Sean Taylor. Our highest overall players end up being substituted in these positions. If defensive players take precedence over offensive players, and that's why 89 Andrew Luck, 89 Quentin Nelson, they do not end up being in the lineup because we end up having defensive players who are just as high of an overall on defense as those guys. So as you can see, now our defense is absolutely set up to dominate. And then once you do that, obviously, if you guys didn't see the 4-3-6-1 video, obviously the blitz is very, very easy to set up. It's simply just, you're simply just crashing everybody in. And then you're taking your user, you're hovering, and then once they call hike, you should get a crazy amount of pressure. As you can see, we ended up getting gap pressure there, and it just ends up being very, very disruptive for your opponent. This lineup setup is probably the easiest way to do it. But as you can see, man, it just ends up getting so disruptive and so much pressure. And you can crash any single way as well. You don't have to do anything crazy, but you can crash any single way. You can crash right, you can crash left, and you will get pressure because that's what this defense is made for. It's made for pressure. It's made just to sit there and be as frustrating as possible to your opponent. And a lot of people are looking to run this kind of setup. Now let's flip it a little bit because a lot of people might be like, oh my God, can you do this in other formations? Somewhat. Now, a lot of people wonder if you can do it in 3-4 formations. You can, but you will only be able to get safeties in these positions. So right now, again, it's the same situation. We have Andrew Luck and we have Quentin Nelson, the 2 Colts, sitting there at middle linebacker. So what you guys are going to want to have to do is have to have, your actual defensive players in these positions, and then it ends up substituting the two highest safeties that are on your field in those positions. Now you will have to deal with linebackers on the outside here because we tried Trust me, we've tried it, and there is no way to get cornerbacks in the 3-4 odd, excuse me, defensive backs in the outside linebacker position in 3-4 odd. I will keep on trying to work on that, because if I can find a way to do that, I will be running 3-4 odd for the remainder of the year. But again, this is the way to make your defense as as best as possible when it comes to this. These guys are absolutely amazing when they are in the linebacker position, because they can jump for passes and all that good stuff. But this is how you create that situation for yourself. Your defensive backs that you want at linebacker have to be the highest overall defensive backs. If not, you have to substitute them out so that they end up being put in those positions. Hopefully this video helps you guys run this 4-3-6-1 meta a little bit better. If you guys haven't already, check out the actual video that I dropped on the 4-3-6-1 blitz, because it will make your life 10 times easier and you will cause a lot of rage quits in Madden 24. My name is Pony Montana. Hopefully this video helps you guys out. I will see you guys in the next one. As always, 2 fingers, deuces, and peace out, you guys.